Hi guys, welcome back to Yorkshire Car Restorations. In this video we're going to be working on the rear arches and sill sections of this Mark 1 Mazda MX5. Now when the car came into us it looked to be a nice solid car, but on closer inspection the rear sill sections revealed something very unusual. So let's grab some tools and let's crack on. Well, from a distance, this actually didn't look too bad, but oh dear, see, I know it's going to be bad. Let's just peel it off and let's have a look what's in there. This is almost exciting. You see, they spray painted it. It was yellow tape. Wow, yellow tape that they spray painted black. That is awesome. Look at that. Well, that bit looks okay. Oh my word. Wow. So, it's not a perfect mend, is it? But as you can see, the outer layer, the inner sill layer, and the second inner structural layer are all gone. Wow. As well as the inner arch right up to here. That's all gone. Let's peel this back. Wow. Holy schmoly. That is some good rusting. So all the underneath is gone. Surprisingly, even though we will have to replace it because it'll be thin, the inner is not as bad as I expected. The inner bulkhead section, that is. But all in there. Wow. Right, well, somebody's repair wasn't quite up to it. So we're going to do, I hope, some better repairs than this. I don't think you could do worse repairs, could you? That is good. We'll save that for another sill. Okay, so when you're cutting rust out like this, what you have to do is, the first thing you have to do is take stock of what you're actually dealing with. Now, what we do know here is we have an outer layer, we have an inner sill section, you also have another inner sill section underneath that, and you have the inner bulkhead section. Now, the inner bulkhead section is it's still in place, it's not solid, but it's still in place. We still have to make another one of them. We can get this inner bulkhead from the back. So what we have to do is we have to reveal these two inner sections so that we can repair them by cutting away this outer section. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut away minimal amount so we can reveal the next section underneath it and see if that's enough to show us all the rust on the other section. And when we do cut far enough back of this and we know this outer section and we know that we can see all the rust on the inner sill, so then we can start looking at cutting the inner sill so that we can reveal this section that's underneath it, the strengthening section. And that's the way to approach it. Now, you've always got a reference with the other side. If you've got two sills to make, you've always got a reference of where your panels need to be and how far they need to be in by looking at the opposite side. If you've only got one side to do, you need to take lots of pictures and measurements to refer to it. Now, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the outer section off, but we're going to cut it bare minimum so we can see where this rust on the next section is. Right, as you can see, we've cut away this line here enough to reveal this plate underneath, this inner sill underneath. Now, we know we've cut this one far enough back because we've got an inch of good metal underneath it all the way across, right up there. So what we can do now we've got this panel far enough back, we can start to address this next inner section and start cutting this back where we need to, leaving ourselves a good inch to work on so that we can get to this panel in here. If this panel stretches further up here, we need to cut this one further back, we need to go back and we need to cut this one further back. So outer first, next one, next one. I think if we cut across here, we're going to reveal that all the rust is on the bottom of this section, and we'll address this edge sill at the same time as doing this. Right, so as you can see, we've now cleaned all this up, we've cut this back, and we've now revealed that this is high enough because we've got an inch of metal, good metal, all the way around here. So what we're now going to do is we're now going to cut this section out. We're going to leave a lot of this in as reference until we have to replace it. The same with this, we're going to leave this edge in. We're going to make a decision on it later. We usually replace all these, but sometimes they're strong enough, like this one's fairly strong for us to actually weld onto them. Leave these in place, weld onto them, get all the good, bad metal out of it, and weld onto them and make them even stronger. But for now, we're just going to cut this next section. You've got the outer sill section, you've got the first inner sill section. We're now working on the second inner sill section, and when we've cut that back, we can then make a decision on this and this end piece. See all this rust in here. Now we're either going to address that from when we look at this inner doodah bit, this inner bulkhead section. Yeah, doodah, that'll do. This inner bulkhead section. Now, if this inner bulkhead section it ends up to be strong enough, we're going to clean it out as much as we can, and we're going to neutralise it. Now, you know, people say to me, why don't you cut everything out? Now, if I cut everything out, you can see the rust is travelling up here. I'll go that way. You can see the rust is still a little bit here. I'd end up going into the door. You can see the rust is going down there, and it will spread all the way down the front there. So I'd end up cutting all this section off. It'll be all inside this arch. If you cut the seams open, it'll be inside the seams everywhere. Now, if I cut all the rust out, there's no car, it's just a pile of cuttings. So it's pointless. These are repairs. This is not throwing £10,000 at a car that's worth £4,000, which some do. Kind of pointless, but some do. We do try to show you how to make repairs and long-lasting repairs to a car affordable and yourself. This is not rocket science. This is just bending a little bit of metal, making sure it fits, taking your time. When you're happy with it, tack it on. When you're happy with that, put a few more tacks on it. Eventually those tacks turn into welds. You tack them all together, it's a weld. And as long as you neutralise everything else you can see, and you wax oil everything to death, so you neutralise everything with a neutralising compound, and then you wax oil everything, and you make sure you put drain holes in, whether it's you drill them and then protect those drill holes by painting them. It doesn't matter as long as you neutralise everything. Otherwise, if you cut all the rust out, like some people ask, there'd be no car left. Pointless. This is a repair. With a little bit of practice, you could do at home. Just take your time. Right, so that's this first inner panel made. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make this panel here, but we're going to form this lip on it, we're going to weld it to this panel, and we're going to make it curl around a little bit as well to finish this edge off, also to give us some strength. blonde, a beautiful, wonderful, available, man, and fair. You do bad,
It's like being there when you're singing.
I know.
You've got a voice of an angel.
Yeah. Hell's angel, yeah. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch us in our next video where we're going to cut all this arch off and we're going to get a new one popped in and all the repairs under there, obviously. If you've enjoyed the video, leave us a like and smash that subscribe button. Until then, we will see you in the next one.